So let's check out the Gigabyte and the Aorus laptops. First off, Gigabyte has a really sleek and sexy new laptop. It's called the Aero 14. Now, this one has a GTX 970M, or also you can get it with the 965M if you want to save a little bit of money. It's got the newest Intel processor. Now, the display on this is 1440p. Beautiful display. It's an IPS panel right there. It's designed for professionals, and it's designed to allow you to last a long time. This will last 10 hours in productivity mode. Also, look how sleek this is. It's got M.2 on the inside, and the M.2 will do up to 2,000 megabytes a second. USB 3.1C, and of course DDR4, and HDMI 2, and you have a 4K output with that that'll do 60 hertz. Now let's take a look at some of the different color options if you want to change up the aesthetic a bit. All right, looks like the same Aero 14, but check it out. This one's orange. And they've used a technology called nano imprint to print on this. Actually, I thought it was carbon fiber because the nano imprint technology, this is really smooth and does not feel like plastic. I mean, it feels like plastic, but it doesn't. A bit of a texture to it. So they're actually able to print on this carbon fiber texture on the bottom. We have that one, and we also have it in green here. Now, they call this keyboard, they've actually redesigned the keyboard a bit. They call it the island-style keyboard, and it actually is more satisfying than normal chiclet keys. They usually have about a 1.1 millimeter travel distance. This one has a 1.7 millimeter travel distance, so it's just a little bit more satisfying to type on. It's still not going to replace a mechanical keyboard, but for something that's this small and this sleek, look at this. It's going to be quite a nice experience. Kind of like the design of this keyboard as well. They've updated the X7 and the X5. First off, the X7, that's the big guy. They've updated the display. It is now 120 hertz. As you can see, 120 FPS just flying by right there. Beautiful 120 hertz 1080p display. And also the response time on this is 5 milliseconds. We also have, they've updated the aesthetics a little bit and also the cooling options. We have 2 vents here. Or I guess these are going to be intakes here. So then you get your speakers and everything under there. But they don't have the specs finalized on this. I'm sure it's going to have like the latest Intel and also the latest NVIDIA. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably going to have a full-on 1080 in here, not a 1080M or whatever. Probably have a full-on 1080. Also the back here, they've improved the aesthetic. It's extremely thin for all the options you're going to get. I love the stuff that Aorus is doing with their laptops. It's really, really feels nice. This is aluminum on the back as well. All right, so the X5 has been updated as well. Of course, Intel's latest stuff, GTX 980M. We have a 4K display on this. You can get up to a 4K display, DDR4. We've got USB 3.1, HDMI 2 for 4K outputs at 60 hertz, M.2 PCI Express, NVMe SSDs on the inside, 2,000 megabytes a second, and then Aorus audio, which is nice. But the thing that they told me when I first walked in the room was like, check it out, RGB. Hey everybody, RGB. So they have full RGB keyboard on this. Pretty nice. Now, you can go in and set up your profiles for different games, change the way the RGB works, all up here in the software. And you can even do, audio settings, different settings, but you can even do key actions, and you have the G keys over here for macros. So a lot of stuff that you could do with this. I really like the design on this. We got the glass touch down here. We also have that on the X7 over there. So that's pretty much it for the new stuff from Aorus and Gigabyte. They were showing some other stuff at CES, like the VR. And being able to actually run VR, completely smoothly at 90 FPS plus on a laptop, thanks to the 980, the full-size 980. But I'm sure the 1080 will be in this one soon. They didn't say anything; they're not allowed to say anything, but I'm sure we'll see full-on 1080 in this one. So, good things.